Just what's the feeling after that one, and losing in overtime?
Yeah, it's tough. I thought we played a pretty good game to start. Played the first, 25, 30 minutes really well. And they had a little bit of a push. Flower made some big saves. But it's a 1-0 game in overtime. We got to find ways to score goals.
Next, we'll go to Jesse Granger from The Athletic.
For Mark Stone, obviously 42 shots is a good amount, but what do you think you guys need more of in the offensive zone?
I don't know. We got to bear down our chances. I think we had quite a few looks. Our power play had some chances to score, which got to bear down. I think we're kind of getting jammed up a bit. These guys are good. If they get plenty of guys in front of their net and try and block shots, we got to find a way to break them down a bit.
Next, we'll go to Justin Emerson with the Las Vegas Sun.
Marc-Andre, kind of what goes through your mind when you're making all the saves that you are, and then you see a lot of the action on the other end, but obviously Cam Talbot had a good night too. What kind of do you see from your perspective?
Just trying to take it one shot at a time against me, right? And our guys had the puck a lot in the first. It was quiet on my side, and like I said, it was just churn for them, right? Trying to keep them in the game, keep the game close, and it's definitely frustrating to lose that one at the end.
We'll go to David Shane, Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Hi, from Mark Stone. I know it's just one game. How do you guys prevent, letting last season's postseason creep in, and maybe the regular season against them creep in as well?
I don't even remember last postseason, so focused on this one. I think we outplayed them for majority of the game. I think we did a good job at having a lot of sustained ozone time. They got their chances, towards the second half of the game, but I don't know. Got to find ways to score, and it's not just fighting those dirty areas. You got to find loose pucks. You got to make plays. You can't just rely on taking 40, 45 shots. You got to, when you get the grade A's, you got to bear down and score them. And we had lots of those.
Time for a few more here with Mark Stone and Marc-Andre Fleury. Next, we'll go to Nick Kotsanika, NHL.com.
Mark Stone, could you just describe Fleury's performance through your eyes? And then Mark Fleury, could you the save you made on Kaprizov where you came across, what part of your body or equipment did you get on that puck? Can you take me through that save in particular?
Yeah, it's disappointing. We couldn't get the win, couldn't score one goal for him. There was times where I think we were trying to cheat a little bit of offense because we were getting a little bit frustrated, and that's on us. But Flower did a great job to kind of bail us out in the third period. They had some really good chances to end it before they did. But I don't really expect anything different. He plays great for us every night.
I think on that one from Kaprizov, I think the puck hit something, was going to my left, and then he brought it back on my blocker side, and I just tried to push as quickly as I could, and I just got a piece on the finger, so it was close, but it was a nice feeling to get that one.
We'll take two final questions here in English. Next, we'll go to Brian Blessing, Vegas Hockey Hotline.
Marc-Andre, the level you and Talbot were playing at, it seemed like it would be a greasy goal that would decide it, a deflection, something along those lines. Could you describe what happened? It appeared to go off Martinez.
The puck, I think puck bounced on somebody and ended up in a slot, and I think it was going on my blocker side, and Marty tried to block the shot. It just tipped off his skate and came back through my 5-0, and that was it.
Final question in English comes from Ken Bulkey, Sinbin.Vegas.
For Mark Stone, when you say they're jamming you up a little bit, can you expound on that and maybe how you think you can get around that moving forward?
Well, they're blocking a lot of shots. They got 5 guys tight. That's the way they play. They try to box out the middle of the ice and keep you to the outside. I think we can do a better job at kind of penetrating that a little bit more, but it's a long series, so it's one game in. You're gonna have to make adjustments as you go. But I think we can get our D ripping some pucks more if they want to block shots.
We'll take one final question. It'll be in French from Marc-Andre Fleury from RDS. Martin, go ahead.
Oui, salut Marc-André. J'aimerais savoir comment tu te sens après une performance comme ça, exceptionnelle, mais qui se termine un peu en queue de poisson.
Ça dérange pas en série, c'est 1-0 en prolongation, 6-5. Je pense que l'important, c'est de gagner. C'est pour ça que c'est plus rough un peu, plus frustrant à cause de la défaite, pas à cause du pointage. Comme Marc a dit plus tôt, c'est une longue série, c'est une game, puis il faut que ça revienne plus fort la prochaine.
Guys, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
I know they're tough to get through on the defensive end, and they kind of stay close around the net and block a lot of shots. What can you do to try to penetrate that?
Just keep pushing. I thought we had enough good looks tonight to score a couple goals. So it's not like they smothered us defensively. I thought they're a very good defensive team, have been for a long time, and these are it's going to be tough to score. We knew that coming in, and with Patch out of the lineup, we've got to have other guys finish off some of those chances. So I thought we had enough looks to get one. I think for me, the first one's critical, to come out of the first period with the type of pressure we put on and not have anything to show for it was probably, the biggest disappointment, because, they regrouped and the rest of the game was pretty even.
Next, we'll go to Ben Goetz from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Pete. You obviously went with Marc-Andre Fleury today. Can you take us through the decision to name him the starter, and how do you think he performed?
Yeah, he was great. I think it was an easy decision when you look at our season. I thought both goaltenders were excellent, but Flower, really carried us during, some of the tougher periods and really, was consistent all season and was great down the stretch too. So, a fairly easy decision and nice luxury to have two guys like we have.
We'll pause a moment if there's any final questions for Pete. We'll return to Ben Goetz, Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Pete. You got a lot of guys back today, including Ryan Reeves. I'm curious, what do you think of his performance and what that fourth line did today?
Yeah, I thought they were great. I mean, they gave us double-digit minutes. Really took a piece out of the other team physically. I think between the three of them, until we moved the lines around in the second period, I think they had 12 to 15 hits between them in the first period and a half. So, it's playoff hockey. And on the other side, they're doing the same thing with their big guys. This is a man series, and, it's going to be some tough, heavy hockey.
Next, we'll go to Stormy Bonatoni from the Vegas Golden Knights.
Hey, Stormy.
After a tough game like this, like you said, though, it's going to be a man series. This is just game one, and there's a long way to go. What do you communicate to the group after a game like this?
Yeah, well, I think we'll look at the tape, try and find some more offense. Obviously, 5-on-5 and on the power play. The game tonight, it's a 1-goal game. So, we got to find another goal tonight somewhere, somehow, at some point prior to it getting to overtime. And, so we'll look for some answers there. And for me, just get a rest. That's going to take a lot out of you physically. And when you lose a game like that, mentally too. So, it's nice to have a day tomorrow to regroup.
Time for a couple final questions today. Next, we'll go to Willie Ramirez, Associated Press.
Hey, Willie.
Lines. Just curious what exactly you were looking for when you moved Tuck. Was it to match speed, match offensive firepower? I know you would have liked to get a goal, but did you see the spark you were looking for when you made that heading into game two?
Sorry, I missed the beginning, Willie. Was that moving Tuck up in the lineup in the second period?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Well, we started Nosek there. You know, in Nose's defense, he hasn't played in a month and hasn't skated a lot. So I thought he gave us a good period and change of some energy. But, you know, I thought as we got into the second period, that line needed a little more juice. And so we flipped Tucky in there. But, you know, I think it was just a matter of Nose he gave us what he had. There just wasn't a lot left after what he's been through the last 3-4 weeks.
Pete, thanks for doing this.
Thank you.
That'll conclude the team's post-game media availability today. We'll send out full recording shortly. Thanks, everyone.